You're watching ABC 7 News at 4, starting with First Alert Weather.
Well, hope you're having a good Monday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan on this Monday, and we're checking out some stormy weather affecting the Suncoast right now. Let's look at the graphics, and you can see there's a lot of green on the radar, and we have more of a southwesterly wind bringing all these showers and storms in from the Gulf of Mexico. And some of these storms are on the heavier side. They could produce over an inch of rain in a very short amount of time, so look out for that. Also, they are producing some lightning strikes as well. You can see some of the heavier storms taking place on Array, just east of 75. We go down to Charlotte County. Looks like there's a cell coming in off Charlotte Harbor, about to track right over Punta Gorda and South Punta Gorda Heights. So just look at that if you have any plans to be going outside over the next 20 minutes or so. Looks like this is going to continue for the next few hours, and then things will start to wind down in the overnight. Right now it's 80 degrees. We're in the upper 80s earlier today, so it was muggy, it was steamy, and just downright uncomfortable with the warm weather. Dew point right now 74, but earlier the dew point was at 78, and so it was extremely steamy. And as far as our forecast as we go through the evening hours, expect mostly cloudy skies to continue. I think these showers will slowly start to wind down, and then we'll be left with more tame skies as we go through the evening. And then we get to do it all again tomorrow. We'll talk more about that when I show you the main weathercast. Back to you guys.
All right, Josh, thank you. Now to our top story. President Trump supporters are getting ready to get up and close and personal with America's leader.
The president plans to host a rally at the Florida State Fairgrounds in Tampa tomorrow. ABC 7's Erica Jackson joins us live from downtown Sarasota to share why he's coming to town. Erica?
Jacqueline Scott, good evening. President Donald Trump is coming to West Florida tomorrow to discuss technical education and rally support for Republican candidates. This comes about 1 month before Florida's primary elections on August 28th. It's unclear when Air Force One will arrive in Tampa, but President Trump is set to head straight to Tampa Bay Technical High School, where he'll host a roundtable discussion on career and technical education. Then he'll host a rally at the Florida State Fairgrounds, where he's expected to show support for gubernatorial candidate Ron DeSantis and Governor Rick Scott for U.S. Senate. But it wouldn't be a rally without any protesters. We'll talk to some locally that plan to head up to Tampa tomorrow for President Donald Trump's visit. Reporting live in downtown Sarasota, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Erica, thank you. Tomorrow's rally comes just a month before Florida's primary election. If you want to take part in that election, you only have until midnight tonight to register. If you're new to the state or want to change your party preference, you can sign up or change your information online. Sarasota County Election Supervisor Ron Turner says that will extend your deadline about 7 additional hours later today.
Those who are doing it online at registeredtovoteflorida.gov can do so tonight until 11:59 p.m. So as long as they have that information in before midnight tonight, it gives voters a few extra hours this evening to finish up those last-minute registrations or last-minute party updates.
Turner says he sent out 60,000 ballots for those who want to vote by mail. Early voting starts Saturday, August 18th and ends a week later. Primary day is Tuesday, August 28th. For the last 45 years, the Endangered Species Act has been protecting thousands of plants and animals from going extinct. But now, the Trump administration is proposing some big changes to that act. One would be that all threatened species like manatees, green sea turtles, and loggerhead sea turtles would not automatically have the same protections as endangered species have. Another change is that economic impact would also be considered when deciding if a species should be protected instead of just the scientific perspective. If those changes are implemented, scientists say they could have drastic effects on Suncoast marine life.
Essentially what it does is it undermines the whole reason we have the Endangered Species Act in place.
Coming up at 5, you'll hear why the Trump administration is making these proposals and how the changes could have benefit the economy. The Florida Highway Patrol is investigating the deadly crash that tied up traffic on I-75 for more than 7 hours this morning. The accident happened around 5 o'clock this morning between the Kings Highway and Toledo Blade Boulevard exits. It involved 4 vehicles, a pickup truck, 2 SUVs, and a car. One person was killed, and we don't know yet if anyone else was hurt. The interstate did not reopen until 12:30 this afternoon. Sarasota police releasing new details on a death investigation. Police say for now there's nothing suspicious surrounding the death of a woman who was found inside her home on 17th Street yesterday afternoon. However, investigators are waiting on autopsy results, which can take several weeks. Police are not releasing the name of the 41-year-old woman until her family is notified. Jacqueline joins us now for an update on a Sarasota man who's accused of shooting and killing a Fort Myers police officer.
Scott, it looks like Wisner Desmerritt will not be released from jail anytime soon. Desmerritt was denied bond today during his first court appearance, and he will stay in the Lee County Jail. Authorities are pursuing 9 charges against him, and we just learned today that a grand jury will be convened to consider the case of the state versus Desmerritt. Police say Desmerritt shot Officer Adam Jobbers Miller at a Fort Myers gas station on July 21st. After fighting for his life for more than a week, Officer Jobbers Miller passed away on Saturday. Meanwhile, family, friends, and fellow officers are remembering that fallen police officer. Fellow officers, EMTs, and those who served the community came together yesterday to escort Officer Adam Jobbers Miller to a Fort Myers funeral home. 29-year-old Adam Jobbers Miller worked for the Fort Myers Police Department for nearly 3 years. Jared Ramos, the man accused of killing 5 staff members in the Capital Gazette newsroom, waived his first appearance in court today. The appearance was no longer needed because Ramos's lawyer formally entered his client's appearance by filing documents, including requests for discovery and a speedy trial. A grand jury indicted Ramos on 23 counts, including murder, attempted murder, and assault. Police say Ramos used a shotgun to blast his way into the Annapolis, Maryland newsroom on June 28th. Now to those blockbuster allegations. The head of CBS, Les Moonves, is now accused by 6 women of inappropriate behavior, from unwanted kissing to sexual assault. It was just last November, days after the network fired anchor Charlie Rose over accusations of misconduct, that Moonves himself addressed the Me Too movement, saying, quote, "It's important that a company's culture will not allow for this, and that's the thing that's far-reaching." The CBS board says they are investigating those claims further. Well, starting this Wednesday, it will be legal to post plans for 3D printable guns online. This comes after gun control groups lost an emergency bid on Friday. Back in 2013, Cody Wilson posted plans for a 3D printable gun. The government ordered him to remove it, arguing that those plans could violate international traffic in arms regulations. Wilson complied, but then sued the federal government in 2015. The settlement exempts Wilson and his organization from export restrictions and pays a portion of his legal fees. Coming up on ABC 7 News at 4, a life-saving effort by a police officer in Atlanta when a baby accidentally got locked in a hot car with the keys inside. Plus, Southwest Airlines looking for ways to boost revenue, what passengers can expect to stay with airlines coming up. And a company in the north that's giving back to the community, how it's helping families prepare for the upcoming school year.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
According to a new survey by U.S. News and World Report, 3 of Alabama's top 4 hotels and resorts are part of the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail Resort Collection. The Grand Hotel Marriott Resort in Point Clear, the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa, and the Renaissance Birmingham Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa. Hey, we didn't invent Southern hospitality, we just offer more of it. Visit rtjgolf.com/resorts to find out more.
Excuse me a minute. Hi, Dad. No, don't try to get up.
Hi, I'm Julie, a ride-at-home caregiver. And if I'd been caring for Tom's dad, I would have noticed some dizziness that could lead to balance issues. That's because I'm trained to report any changes in behavior, no matter how small. So Tom could have peace of mind.
We'll be right there. We have to go.
Hey, Tom, you should try Right at Home. They're great for us.
The right care, right at home.
What do you get when you cross your tired, aching back with this fragile egg? The Egg Sitter Cushion, an amazing new flex cushion that supports your backside and spine so well you can sit on an egg without breaking it. Incredible!
You want me to sit on this egg? Okay. I can't believe I'm doing this. I don't even feel it. It didn't even break? Oh, I was wondering about that. Now that's a good cushion.
The honeycomb design is constructed of Elasticor that absorbs pressure points by collapsing in on itself. That's why even this egg won't break under direct pressure. Now long days at the office will be more comfortable, dinner more enjoyable, and painful car rides a thing of the past. Get your Egg Sitter Support Cushion for just $39.99. It comes with a free non-slip washable cover and our 10-year comfort guarantee. But wait, call right now and you can get a second cushion. Just pay separate fee. Call now.
Call 1-800-232-1564. That's 1-800-232-1564. Call now or go to eggsitter.com. Order now.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Welcome back. We're exactly now 2 weeks away from the first day of school, and buying school supplies gets more expensive every year. ABC 7's Rebecca Fernandez joins us now live with how one business is trying to ease the stress for a few families in the community. Rebecca?
Scott, well, it all started with a Facebook post offering to help one family with some school supplies. But after seeing how many people needed help, Jessica Myers decided to pitch in for a few more. She got the help of her boss, John Kamore. They both work for Johnny Bugs in Northport and are sponsoring 5 families who need all the help they can get. They're using their own money to purchase dozens of notebooks, pens, pencils, everything on the list of 5 elementary to high school students in Northport. I went school supply shopping with them this morning, and tonight at 5:30, I'll take you guys with us and show you how this local business is hoping this small help can inspire others to do the same. Live in Venice, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Rebecca, thank you so much. Get ready to stock up on those supplies. Florida's annual back-to-school sales tax holiday kicks off this Friday. It runs through Sunday. That means no sales tax on clothes and shoes up to $60 an item, and certain school supplies up to $15. You can find a complete list of all the supplies included in this year's tax holiday on our website, mysuncoast.com. Let's go to Jacqueline now, who's in the newsroom with a look at what's trending. Jacqueline.
Scott, a baby locked inside of a hot car is now okay, all thanks to an Atlanta police officer. This body cam footage shows the dramatic scene of Officer Andrew Gilchrist rescuing the 1-year-old girl. Now, the baby's grandmother had just finished loading groceries into the car when she closed the door with the child in the back seat, and the doors locked automatically. The officer says his instincts took over and he got the baby out of that car quickly. Well, a homeless web developer is now sorting through hundreds of job offers, all thanks to the power of the internet. David Caceres recently stood on a Silicon Valley street corner with a sign that reads, "Homeless, hungry for success, take a resume." A woman took a picture of the man and then shared his story on Twitter, which of course quickly went viral. Caceres says he has gotten messages from Netflix, Apple, Amazon, and other companies. Now to a video capturing the hearts of thousands online. A dad in Pittsburgh working 3 jobs to surprise his little girl with her dream gift. 14-year-old Nevaeh Smith needed a dress for her 8th grade dance, but when she found the one that she loved, it was out of her parents' price range. Her dad then worked extra hours to surprise his daughter with her dream dress.
I was working at McDonald's that day. I put the dress in the back. When she came, I brought it out and I told her that our grandmother bought it for her.
When he said it was from my grandma, I was thinking, oh, this is going to be an old lady dress.
Well, it turns out it was exactly what she wanted. Nevaeh eventually breaking down, so thankful for her father's kind gesture and sharing that moment. What a sweet, heartfelt moment there. Well, let's send it back to Scott in the studio with a recall you need to know about.
Jacqueline, this recall includes pre-made sub sandwiches. Primo and Fresh Grab turkey and Swiss sub sandwiches recalled in 11 different states, including here in Florida because of listeria concerns. Lipari Foods is voluntarily recalling the sandwiches after it received positive results for the potential contamination. Despite the recall, there have been no reports of any illnesses. We'll move over Netflix. Walmart may soon launch its own streaming service. The Wall Street Journal reporting the focus of Walmart's programming could be on people who live outside of big cities. Veteran TV executive Mark Greenberg, who left the TV channel Epix last year, has been advising Walmart for several months. A final decision on whether to launch it is expected later this year. With unemployment close to record lows, some companies are now starting to relax some of their requirements for new hires. Fewer jobs posted online this year are requiring college degrees, and 1 million new jobs that were posted claim no experience necessary. And self-taught programmers are finding jobs at places like Intel. Southwest Airlines is aggressively plotting ways to make more money, but CEO Gary Kelly says assigned seating will not be coming to the airline anytime soon. He says that's one of the things definitely off the table right now. Kelly also says Southwest is not considering baggage fees or ticket change fees as a way to increase revenues. All right, let's get back to meteorologist Josh Stone, who has more on our soggy forecast. Josh?
All right, Scott, thanks so much. Currently, our current temperature is 80 degrees, dew point at 74, and the wind out of the north-northwest at 6 miles per hour. That's at the surface, but mainly those winds are coming in from the south and southwest. We do have cloudy skies right now, and there are showers and storms in the area. Winds coming out of the, well, we just showed you a little discrepancy there, but still, we are having basically the upper level winds coming in from the south, about 10 to 50 miles per hour aloft. And as far as our radar goes, we have activity on it, no doubt about that. We've sure heard the sound of thunder. It has a lot of green on this radar. And embedded within the green, some orange and reds, which depict the heaviest cells taking place. Right now, there's a heavier cell right off the southern end of Longboat Key. We're watching this pretty closely, some lightning strikes. Also, as we go eastward, east of I-75, around the Aka River State Park, we have a heavier cell here that's producing some lightning strikes and some heavy downpours. Also south towards Punta Gorda and just east of Punta Gorda, we have a line of shower activity that are pretty strong showers. And by the time this is done, some of these heavier storms could produce about an inch, maybe over an inch of rain. We have a lot of juice in the atmosphere on this Monday afternoon, starting with the dew points. Tells us how much moisture there is, and we have dew points in the mid-70s, and earlier today they were in the upper 70s, and that just fueled all these storms to take place. So muggy forecast ahead for us as we go through this week. Afternoon showers and storms, typical for Florida, and then it looks like we could get a tad drier as we enter into the weekend. The blue colors here show us all this upper level moisture taking place thanks to an area of high pressure off the east coast of Florida and areas of low pressure to our north help to funnel in all this moisture coming up from the south, and basically we're in a moisture sandwich here because we have a stationary boundary to our north, and all this moisture coming in has nowhere to go other than just spilling out over the peninsula. As far as our future cast goes, well, we do have more showers and storms in the forecast for the early part of this evening. Then things start to wind down as we go through this Monday night, and then we'll be left with mostly cloudy skies. Tropical enhanced satellite over the tropics is quiet, so no tropical activity right now, and it looks like that's going to be the case at least for the next 5 days, and that's what we like to talk about. For the boaters, for tomorrow, really a nice looking forecast actually. The only problem is those storms are going to start to get rolling in by the afternoon, so you may have to dodge your boat around some of those lightning strikes. You definitely don't want to be in the water when there's lightning. So for tonight, expect mostly cloudy skies other than a few showers and maybe some thunderstorms offshore. Those will be rogue thunderstorms. They'll be offshore, and I think they won't affect land. And then other than that, I think we're calling for a pretty pleasant evening with our low dipping down to 76 degrees. 89 will be our high. Again, our average is 90, and that will be tomorrow. And as far as our forecast goes, well, we do have 50 to 60% chance of showers, at least for the beginning of this work week, and as we enter into the end of the work week into the weekend, looks like that rain chance does wind down anywhere from 50 to 60% in the beginning of the week, down to 40% as we get into the weekend and into early next week. Scott?
All right, Josh, thank you. Crews are slowly making progress in containing the massive Carr wildfire in Northern California. That fire broke out exactly a week ago and is now blamed for 6 deaths. Although fire crews have stopped some of the fire growth, they are still concerned about the high temperatures, low humidity, and stronger winds today that could fan those flames. Here's another view of the fire, and those are not clouds, that's smoke coming up from the wildfire. This video is from an airplane, and it shows an up-close view of the scope of the wildfire. The video was taken on a flight from Sacramento to Seattle. A powerful storm has hit central and western Japan, injuring at least 21 people so far. A typhoon is leaving a trail of destruction that's cutting power to tens of thousands of homes. It made landfall yesterday, and weather officials have since downgraded it to just a tropical storm, but they warn heavy rain could trigger more landslides. Forecasters are calling for people to be extra vigilant after, remember, those rainstorms saturated the area of Japan earlier this month. Those storms are being called one of the worst flooding disasters to hit Japan in decades. The floods have hit the country were followed by an unprecedented heat wave, which was declared a natural disaster. At least 80 people have died because of that heat, and more than 22,000 had to go to the hospital with heat stroke. A man in Florida is now making 6 figures for shopping. Why, the former teacher quit his day job and now spends his time in the grocery aisles.
I'm Linda Carson from Suncoast View. Coming up Tuesday morning at 9, it's the toughest time of year to beat the heat here on the Suncoast, not just for us, but for our pets too. And our pet expert gives us safety tips for our pups in the dog days of summer. Then we find out how we can stay cool with a fashion show from Lotus Boutiques. That's coming up on Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock. We hope you'll join us then.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now,
800-604-0398.
Or visit SoClean.com today.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Cancer doesn't run in my family. That really was the farthest thing from my mind. I've been an athlete my whole life, and I work in sports, so my mindset was just, let's fight. So our stories are all unique, so whatever you're going through, ask questions, get information, and be involved. Don't ignore the signs. Join the fight. I'm Tony Beasley, and I'm a stage 2 colorectal cancer survivor.
The ABC7 First Alert weather app just got even better. It's easy to use once you download it. First, tell the app to follow you, so you get alerts pinpointed to exactly where you are. Then customize your settings with all the places you go, from the beach to grandmother's house. Get accurate alerts for everyone you care about. You can even pick which weather alerts and categories you want and what they sound like. More ways to customize and more ways to keep your family safe. Download the ABC7 First Alert weather app today.
You may have seen those professional shoppers at your grocery store. For one Central Florida man, the move from teaching to shopping not only changed his life, but his bank account too. He's now making 6 figures. Ed Hennessy's passion was teaching, but he never earned more than $50,000 a year during his career. So he became a shopper for Shipt, delivering groceries. Now he's making double his teaching salary, but he does still miss being in the classroom.
And I don't think there is a way to turn it around unless you're going to offer more money.
Says his life is very different now, working when he wants, mostly 50 to 60-hour weeks. But instead of grading tests and making lesson plans at home, he's glued to his phone, which he says he does not mind at all. Well, there's more news ahead. Jacqueline's in the newsroom again with a look at some of the stories we're following today.
Scott, the Florida Department of Transportation has been actively promoting roundabouts due to their proven safety and operational benefits. Coming up at 5, where the newest pair of those roundabouts will be installed in Sarasota. And at 6, Florida's back-to-school sales tax holiday starts this Friday, why electronics are not being offered on this year's discount options. And at 7, 3 seats are on the Sarasota School Board up for grabs. Alan Cohn will break down what you need to know about those candidates. Let's send it back to Josh in the studio for a look at our final forecast.
All right, thanks so much, Jacqueline. 78 degrees, our current temperature, cloudy skies, some showers taking place, also thunderstorms. This has been the case over the last several hours. We have the heavier storms embedded with some of these showers. You can see some lightning strikes as well, and some of these storms could produce over an inch of rain as they plague the Suncoast, at least for the early evening hours. I've got some of the storms maybe still intact around 8 p.m. and then after 8 p.m. I think these storms are slowly going to start to die down, fade away, and we'll be left with just mostly cloudy skies as we go through this Monday evening. But temperatures, as you can see, it's going to be a warm evening and a muggy one too, in the low 80s around 8 p.m., 78 by 9 p.m. And as we go through the overnight, I think our low for tomorrow morning should be about 76 degrees. But it looks like we're going to continue to see these showers and storms in our forecast for the early part of the evening. And then just, you know, this is a drill because as we get into tomorrow, we get to do it all over again. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Josh, thank you so much. And thank you for joining us here on ABC 7 News at 4. We hope to see you again at 5 o'clock.